Managers often overfunction because they don't trust the system to protect them when that decision gets uncomfortable. And this is the part executives sometimes miss because overfunctioning managers don't always look like a system problem. They can look committed, responsive, detail oriented, and very protective of the team. And sometimes they are all of those things. But when managers keep absorbing pressure that the system should handle all by itself, that executive team ultimately pays for it. And maybe you're starting to feel some of these symptoms. If you feel like you've got so many escalations that you are really facing decision fatigue, or if all the time that you're spending being a bottleneck slows their execution, and you've got less time for that strategic thinking that actually belongs at the senior level. And the tension is that managers are often told to own the work without being given the structure that makes ownership safe. And that requires you to really look at the organization in a different way. Because when they feel unsafe, what they need more than anything is clear decision rights, operating standards, and true authority that is visible to the people around them. They need you to provide air cover when they enforce a standard that someone doesn't like. And without that, managers learn to overfunction as a way of survival. They double check everything. They soften the hard decisions, they absorb the conflict. Anything that's ambiguous hits your desk, and they keep the system moving by spending more of themselves than the role should require. And from the outside, this looks like dedication. Inside the business, it becomes a dependency. And that dependency is expensive. It makes it harder for you to scale because the operating model relies on personal endurance and heroics instead of reliable authority. It makes workforce redesign almost impossible because even though the roles change on the paper, the old decision habits still remain. And it makes growth readiness harder because the company can't move faster than the authority gaps that sit underneath it. It will break you every time. And being trusted and being structurally overused are not the same thing. So here's the pressure test I have for you this week. Identify one recurring decision that should stop returning to your desk this month. Then define the authority, operating standards, and provide the air cover needed to keep that decision closer to the work. Because that is where executive capacity starts to come back and you can do the things you're supposed to do and that you like to do the most. Because every executive has had the moment where the strategy is right and the team is capable, but your managers are over functioning because they don't have the authority and the air cover they need to succeed. So bring that one thing that you pressure test, that one thing that lands on your desk that shouldn't, into our signal snapshot by clicking the link in this post. You bring that one decision in, and we are going to look at where your friction points are in terms of clarity, execution, system strength, and risk management to make sure that you can get away from being that bottleneck, move things closer to where the work needs to get done, and get your business and momentum back on track.